Yo, what is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we've got some great information for you guys, like always, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Splatoon 2 Undercover Brella is being added to the game. If it isn't already on there, it's coming soon, depending on when you're watching this video. So watch out for that brand new weapon being added in. So it is the end of the week, which means another brand new weapon coming to Splatoon 2. This time it's a brand new weapon, the Undercover Brella. Now, compared to the other type of Brella weapons, it has a lower durability, which isn't good, but it can be fired while its semi-transparent shield is open. So that is a big advantage out there on the field, especially when you're playing and you can actually fire it. Like when it's semi-open, that's actually pretty good. Now, it does come with the Ink Mine sub-weapon and the Splashdown special, which is really good. I know my boy Sean Sweeney out there, Elite PE Ninja, he's definitely going to be splashdowning with this Brella, or I don't think he likes the Brella, never mind. So you get a Brella as far as this goes, you get the Splashdown, you get the Ink Mine sub-weapon. Not bad at all, not bad at all. So for most people watching this video, it's probably already going to be available based on what I'm reading here. So Splatoon 2, one of my favorite games on the Nintendo Switch. Like I said, it's been a historic year for Nintendo. If you haven't seen my video where I talked about Nintendo's 2017, please make sure you go check that out. Just type in Nintendo's historic year and I'll actually probably put a link in the description for you guys. But yeah, man, it's been amazing. And Splatoon 2 was one of those games that a lot of people thought not really highly of at first, because like, man, this game looks the same. They haven't really done anything. When they had the actual global test fire, people were like, man, this is just the resolution. People were complaining, but it actually turned out really good. Splatoon 2 has a lot of great improvements. I really like what they've done with the controls in the game. That's the biggest thing for me, which actually made me play Splatoon 2 and like Splatoon 2 way more than Splatoon 1, is that in Splatoon 1, you can't use anything outside of the Wii U gamepad when you're playing the game. You have to use the Wii U gamepad. You have to have the map right there on the gamepad and look back and forth and take your eyes off of the screen. So to me, I just didn't really like that experience, and especially in a fast-paced like online shooter. And with Splatoon 2, they completely revamped the controls to where you can do everything on the screen. You don't have to look down and back and forth. You can use the Pro Controller, which I don't know why they didn't let you use the Pro Controller in Splatoon 1, maybe because of the map integration and all that, but I think it's because they're trying to force the Wii U gamepad and make people use it. But to me, Splatoon 2 is just the perfect version of the game. And there are some issues with Splatoon 2, obviously, that's already been noted as far as the online, the tick rates, things like that, some of the glitches or bugs or whatever that they're constantly fixing, but then new ones come about. But overall, I've enjoyed it a lot more than Splatoon 1 because of the Pro Controller support. The HD Rumble is a nice touch on there as well. You have the Salmon Run, and the single player is improved too. So they've done a lot of great things in Splatoon 2, and I'm really happy with all the content. The Splatfests, I participated in most of them. The only one that I didn't was the whole socks versus sweaters, just because I was busy and I couldn't get to that, and it was stupid too. Socks versus sweaters, that was dumb. But yeah, that's the one that I couldn't participate in, but all the other ones I've participated in, and I've had a ton of fun. And I'm looking forward to more of the Splatfests, also playing Salmon Run. It's been an amazing year for Nintendo when it comes to things. Splatoon 2 definitely kicked things off earlier in the year, or right there mid-year when it comes to things. So what do you guys think about this brand new Undercover Brella being added into Splatoon 2? Have you already tried it out? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the next article here, Nintendo and various other game publishers have been making the rounds in terms of the end of the year interviews, and Nintendo discussed quite a number of things, and they talked about how the Nintendo Switch reaffirms the value of portable gaming and has an advantage over smartphones. So this is very interesting. So shout outs to Nintendo Everything for the article here. So Nintendo describes the Switch as a console first and foremost, a home console that is, but you can take it anywhere. That's basically how they're describing it. There's been a lot of discussion back and forth whether it's a portable, it's a home console. No, it's a hybrid. It's a home console you can take anywhere. It's not quite straight up portable, just because when you put it in home console mode, it actually changes. It's not just the same thing. You can get better performance, you can get better resolution. That's what makes it a hybrid and a console first and foremost, because its optimal performance is at a home console. So people need to stop and drop this whole, oh well, it's a portable, it's a portable. No, look guys, it's a portable form factor. That's essentially what the console is, in portable form factor, because you can take it, but it is a hybrid because it does change. The difference is like PSP, you can plug a PSP into a power source, you can plug a PSP into your TV, nothing changes. changes from anything. Like, nothing changes with the system at all, and that's why the PSP isn't a hybrid and the Nintendo Switch is. So let's go ahead and move on to this article here. So recently, in an interview with IGN, Nintendo's Entertainment Planning and Development Division General Manager Shinya Takahashi spoke about the hardware's potential nature. When asked if they've seen many people playing the Nintendo Switch out in the world and its success thus far, Takahashi replied with this, quote, "Certainly in Japan, especially when people are in a long line, and maybe a lot of these are game product related lines, you definitely see a lot of people holding a Switch and playing there. That's something that of course we hope to see in the US as well, trying to fulfill the promise of being able to play anywhere, anytime with anyone. When we started to see evidence of that, we were very gratified. Before the release of the Nintendo Switch, in interviews, I would often talk to people about what their impressions were. This idea of game hardware that you could play either as a console in front of a television or take it with you on the go. What I most looked forward to was hearing people's impressions after release, when they really tried it out on their own and started to realize the comfort and the charm of those experiences for themselves. What I think we're able to reaffirm at this time was the value of the portable gaming in the Nintendo Switch. But because it is a hybrid that follows both, it allows us to very flexibly approach console gaming as well. Now, Nintendo Switch producer Yoshiaki Koizumi, who also participated in the interview, says that the system has a distinct advantage over smartphones. The ability to remove the Joy-Cons and have multiplayer sessions anywhere is a big plus in his view. Here's what Koizumi had to say, quote, "Just to add a little bit to this idea of how people viewing smartphones as an influence on the future of portable gaming, I certainly wanted to see all the possibilities of having controllers that could be separated from the hardware so that you could be able to hand one to another person in a variety of different environments. I think that really represents an amazing advantage over smartphones. That was something that we had focused on very clearly as something we could achieve to reach that distinction." So I think Nintendo has been trying to topple this whole smartphone market, and they know that they're never going to do it, but they want to be able to be in the best position for the future. And I think that's the biggest thing that Nintendo was trying to do. But to get back to what Koizumi had to say in terms of it being a hybrid and people being able to play comfortably, this is something that I didn't think that I would enjoy. Just at first and foremost, I just didn't think, because I'm so used to dedicated portable, dedicated home console. That's how Nintendo's always been. But when you actually do try it out, when I started to see the games, when I started to see everything what they did, I realized that this is going to be big. There is no such thing as a gimmick when it comes to portability. Like, anytime you take any popular piece of tech, heck, anything really, like cell phones, right? Cell phones, when you talk about home phones, when you talk about computers, let's just talk about a computer. There was big computers back in the day, then they made laptops, and then from laptops they said, hey, can we even make it a little bit more comfortable? Then they made like mini laptops. Then even from mini laptops, like, hey, can we even make it a little bit more comfortable? Then they made tablets, you know what I'm saying? It's an evolution of comfort, and that's kind of how the Nintendo Switch is. Heck, even the GameCube, there was a handle on there so you can grab it and you can take it somewhere else. And then with the Wii, it was very small and compact. You can pack it into like a lunch pail, you know, depending on the size of your lunch pail. And then from that, they went to the Wii U, which was kind of portable, you know, where you can take that and kind of move it around the room, but you couldn't go very far. And then you have the Nintendo Switch, which is the actual device, is portably, but then it also is a hybrid because you dock it and you get better performance, you get other stuff out of there. So I do feel that they made the right call, and that's pretty much the future. Eventually, and I've talked about this many times, but eventually mobile tech will continue getting better and better and better and better. This is just the beginning when it comes to dedicated home consoles, dedicated systems with Nintendo and Tegra. Over the next 15 years or 20 years or whatever the case is, mobile tech is going to get so good, it's going to be to where you have to have a mobile component to your home console because you lose out. It's like cell phones versus home phones, you know what I'm saying? Eventually it's going to get there. Right now it's not. Obviously the Tegra X1 is nowhere near as powerful as like PS4 Pro, not as powerful as PS4, so there's definitely that distinction between the two. But eventually as things go on, it's going to get to that point where there's not going to be much of a difference between the two in terms of frame rates and in terms of graphics and all of that. And that's the reason why Sony recently said, hey, we can no longer ignore the Nintendo Switch. Why else would they say that? If they weren't planning or looking to potentially do something in that realm, you have to be looking forward, and obviously being able to play a game anywhere you want is good. And if you can get the same quality that you can get on a home console, why wouldn't you want that portable option? And for some people, that's the case with the Nintendo Switch. I mean, for me, the resolution and the frame rates and all that, at this point in my life, I'm just kind of like, meh, that stuff has went way down in my book. It's more about comfort for me and just being able to play a game when I have the time, because most of the time I'm working. So when I have the time and when I can get the games in, you know, and Nintendo Switch offers that for me. But I still have my PS4, Xbox One, PC. I'll still have that stuff and maybe play occasionally. But yeah, man, what do you guys think about all this? I think it's an interesting interview. It's a lot of cool stuff that was said, with Koizumi catching the whole smartphone type of deal. And that's the one thing with Nintendo. They know that they can't outright beat smartphones, but they can do some stuff to kind of one-up them and get the attention of a lot of people who play smartphones. And I think that there's been people out there who usually, whenever they went out, would play smartphone games, and now they've said, okay, well, let me bring my Nintendo Switch at this point. Heck, I was one of those. I stopped bringing my 3DS at times, and sometimes would just play like Fire Emblem Heroes or something like that. But now whenever I do go out, I'm playing my Nintendo Switch. Like if I have to know I'm going to be somewhere for a while, I'm definitely bringing my Nintendo Switch. And heck, even in my living room, I would play smartphone games, you know, like whenever I just didn't feel like being in my game room here, my office, and playing games, or bring out my tablet. I have an NVIDIA Shield tablet as well, but now I just bring my Nintendo Switch. So for some people, it's definitely replaced smartphone gaming, but they still have a long way to go with that. So what do you guys think about this interview here and what Takahashi and Koizumi had to say on the matter? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.